Good afternoon, everyone. It's been a while since I speak in front of stage for high school students. Some of you are probably younger than that, right? Now, today's topic is I am going to start talking about technology. Why is it important to the world and why women should participate a little more in the world of STEM? Okay. But before I'm talking about only in tech, let me start with the tech itself and let's see briefly how technology transform have happened in the past 34 years or so. Let me give you one example. If a parents with kids who has asthma, let's pretend on that scenario. First, before the internet was there, pre-internet, the only way this parent to get information about how to treat or to look after this kid is to do face-to-face and go to the hospital and talk to the doctor, right? That's inconvenient for some small questions. Now, internet. Anyone knows when the internet was born? Like what year? Do you know? Seems like ancient history. It was about 1980 something, so it wasn't that long ago, right? Now, with the internet, the first internet, Web 1, is website. Website means it's not mobile applications. You don't interact with the web. It's one-way communication. That's Web 1. So with Web 1, hospitals start putting information on the website describing what asthma is like. So parents can go and read on the web. That's make it easier to get information, right? Now when we move on to the second one, Web 2. Web 2 is Internet of Service or Commerce. In that era, you start seeing web application, mobile phone, iPhone, and all of that. Imagine now you have a personal health records on your phone. You have what we call telemedicine that you can consult doctor without actually traveling anywhere. So it makes it slightly easier for the parents. Move on. In the year late 1990s, we start having social media. Social media, we consider the internet of people. Internet of people means that people are start connecting through social media like TikTok, Facebook, or whatnot, around. In that era, people posting, parents around the world posting about their the symptom of their children or how they treat their children, how they look after their children. So instead of just relying on what the hospital says, now parents can start understanding more information around the internet, travel the internet, see the blog, see what here. Parents from Korea, parents from Japan, from Thailand are the difference between the way they treat asthma, things like that. So technology make it slightly easier. This is technology transfer over decades. And now we even beyond that. Now, I was born before the internet. Actually, I was born before many things. Technology today is moved so fast. I spent pretty much all of my childhood without the internet, without the World Wide Web, without iPhone, and certainly without computer. I was also born before what they call a personal computer. Now, moving on to a little bit of my story. Why do I choose to do college in STEM-related technology? I had a PhD in computer engineering, bachelor, master, and PhD in computer engineering. The reason I decided is relatively simple. I saw the first personal computer that I saw in 1990, which is the year I entered college. So I started seeing, this is new. This has potential. This would move on to a lot of new things in the future now that we have access to computer with internet. I was always a STEM kid. I do science major in high school. So it wasn't the choice to choose STEM. It's more like the choice to choose computer for me. Throughout my childhood, I wanted to be a medical doctor. And I changed my mind at the very last semester before I started the entrance exam to submit that. And the reason being that this personal computer was released and it's accessible to, common people like us. Now, who am I? My name is Tiranee Achalakul. I was an engineer, but a computer engineer, more like a software engineer. Like I don't build buildings or anything like that. And I'm very much a technology advocate. I think technology is good for the world. It will make good impact for the world. People should learn and embrace it. I was a professor and a researcher in university for about 22 years or so, and I came up with leadership technology Thonburi in computer engineering department. And then recently, I have switched job for the first time. After college, I immediately started my job as a professor, and then I switched to become this president CEO of the public organizations. Public organizations means it's a government company, and it's a tech company, but belongs to government. So that's what I do. My expertise is actually in artificial intelligence, high performance computing, software engineering, and such. So those are my background. Now, being a professor for so long, I have an opportunity to build a lot of students' career and have opportunity to see the world go to different places based on my training. Have you heard of CERN from Dan Brown movie? They're doing particle physics. I have no idea what particle physics is at the time because I was always in engineering. Now, particle physics is a hard science. And what CERN does is actually study Big Bang Theory, very hardcore science. Computer engineer like us go to CERN, like a bunch of students. I have at least almost 30 students over 10 years that go through and have internship at CERN and work in Geneva for 3-4 months, gets a chance to travel Switzerland, France, and then work with renowned researchers at the renowned institute. It was a lot of fun. What we do is we do big data for big science. We gathered a lot of, CERN has a lot of particle science that we do that, and we do AI on it, and then we do tracking and optimize the process for that. So that's what we do at CERN. And I did a lot of students see that as a travel and learn experience. You see this picture. This is a detector that is 1 kilometers underground. Quite rare people get to see it. Not a lot of people get to actually go and elevate down 1 kilometers and see the detector and see how complicated it is. It was a massive engineering work. The first time I saw it, I was like, how can you build this and make it work? So this is what science, engineering, and math can do for you. It was a lot of fun. The second experience that I find quite fun for students is that we do a lot of software competition in Thailand, right? So as a supervisor, I have a team that work on software development, study AI, and all of that. So I coach them, and then we enter a lot of competitions, and we won a lot of that. One particularly is one product. It's a picture archival systems where you pick up MRI, CT scans from hospital servers, and then you do automatic detection and put it on iPad. So those are type of things that this project is all about. It's called SkyPacks, right? So these are the students, 4 or 5 of them, that start working on the project, and then they really put their hearts and mind into it. And then they get to the point where they win at the national levels. They won the Imagine Cup. Back then, there was an Imagine Cup by Microsoft. I saw the high school student participate as well. So they won that at the national level and was selected to go to the world stage. And that year was in St. Petersburg, Russia. So me and 4 other students traveled to Russia, and then we do competition, and they win second prize, which is quite exciting for them and for me. And that's another opportunity that I think knowing technology could bring you. We also work a lot with international organizations like AI. For those of you who, all of you have heard of AI. Some of you know what it is. Some of you kind of know what it is, right? You at least kind of know. AI is already in your life for many applications. For most of you who own an iPhone or any kind of mobile phone, there's many AI built into your phone. Every time you say watch Netflix, listen to Spotify or whatnot, there is an AI underneath that select song for you, select movie for you, suggests, recommend. Those are AI that we call analytics AI, right? We can use AI to do full profiles of athletics, sport, athletes, right? We can use AI in agriculture, all the CCTV camera now. If you want to detect if someone leaves the bag and then left the room and you have to investigate the bag, it can alert right from the camera with AI built in. It doesn't need to have to go to server either. So you can use that for security, safety. You can use it for teaching, learning, driving, or even if you have Google Home at home, that's also AI built in. So basically, all of you have used AI before. The question is, only some of you will have an inspiration to maybe come and be AI developer and develop a new systems that fit the future career. So that's some of you, which you can talk to me afterwards. Now, what kind of AI applications that has been used? One, the Chinese is to evaluate teacher. Will it be fun if we evaluate teacher that way? Meaning that we put the camera in front of the room like this, and then we shine it on your face and see who's sleeping. Some of you already fall asleep since I start good afternoon sentence. How many of that? Am I doing a good job talking right now? How many people actually should pay attention to me? That can be auto-detect, auto-generated report using AI. No longer the students has to fill in evaluation form. But just looking at it, you can tell, right? Or younger kids at least. Once you get older, it's hard to see from face. Because if I look at anyone, that person will nod and smile right now. So that's typical. So you don't know that. But when you're talking to like a grade school students, using this technology, you could evaluate teacher. So it reduces a lot of time used to writing emails, right? Or face recognition has been used for mobile identification. You're probably too young to have a bank account and transfer money, or some of you may not. Anyway, not just mobile banking that can benefit from having face recognition. Imagine if you go to a hospital and every nurse walk into inpatient room has a phone. What if they can just take out the phone, look at your face on the bed, and then link it up to the hospital information systems and know what kind of medicines need to be admitted to that person's. So that would make life easier and safer in the world home. So the world of AI is, I think, to me, is limitless. And like I said earlier on, that I am a technology advocate. So I don't get scared of technology replacing me quite that much. But questions that a lot of people ask when I give a talk to a more adult audience is, will AI replace me as a teacher, as a doctor, as an accountant, as something like that? It's hard to answer that questions because AI change every couple of weeks or so. The technology change is rotate, it's on spin, so it's hard to tell. But I can tell you today that AI will not replace you, but it will replace manpower that doesn't know how to use AI. So as a technology advocate, I think everybody in this room should learn how to use AI. The teacher, the students, the grade school students, you should learn how to get familiar with it. Being women, you don't have to be in STEM or not to be in STEM. There's a rule for that. Boys or girls alike, you can choose what you want to be. If you like STEM, if you're happy doing STEM classes, then you should choose to do STEM. If you're not, then you don't have to. It's your choice, right? So STEM and not STEM is your choice. I don't think there's a limit to what any gender can learn. Male, female, LGBTQ, you can be anything you like to be, right? And getting good at technical stuff isn't going to get you to the top. But I think no matter what you do, which subject you choose to study, is always need commitment, is always need perseverance, is always need willpower. So to have all of that, you have to have desire and preference first. So figure out what you like to do for your life and then choose that. And you can change your mind. You start university, you can switch to another major if this doesn't suit you as well. So I guess the world is quite globalized right now. Even with Trump, with the globalization is a big thing. So you have to learn how to, sit in a diverse environment and be comfortable at. But looking around, I think we have many nationality, many age group in this particular auditorium. So I guess you're already trained to be that, right? So anyone can be one. You can be at this age, this the golden era of life. You're happy. You don't have responsibility to make money and all of that. So it's time to figure out what you want to do. I'll leave it at that, and I'll take questions if anyone has ones for me.